Hey, it's Thea Daniels with Sebastian Saint James. We are at Twangfest, and this is R.A.W.Vlogcast, where we keep things real, authentic, and I talk with people who are willing to share their passion.
Awesome.
This guy, when he plays, is so passionate. I got turned on to him last year at the Petaluma Music Festival. Tell us, how did you get started? And
Well, I actually started late in life.
Really?
Yeah, I started playing music when I was 21. I started
That
playing
is late.
bass guitar, yeah. And considering that I'm only 25 years old,
You got around a bit.
27, 28.
Okay, yeah.
But so I started at 21 playing bass guitar. My dad would have these Sundays blues jams, and him and I had kind of a strained relationship, and so I used it as a way to kind of get closer to him at the time, and it worked. And I learned how to play the bass a little bit. I learned my ones, my fours, my fives. And then I found out that I really liked writing songs. And because it was late in the game, my dad said I told him, I was like, I want to be a professional musician. And he's like, okay, if you want to be a professional musician, you need to be in a band in the next year, because you're already you're 21 years old, you're starting late. And I think he was saying it to deter me. But I got myself in a band within that first year. I bought a little 4-track recorder, and I'd start recording friends that were already good musicians, and just slowly found my way into it. And I guess the rest is history. I found out that I liked writing songs, and I loved producing music. That was a big thing for me, and that's how I learned. I've never been a very good musician, but I've always loved the idea of recording and making a song out of whatever I could do. Mm-hmm. And
that's
still, yeah,
pretty cool.
Still to this day, that's what I'm doing. I mean, every day of my life, I'm in my home studio, and I'm in my home studio, and I'm fully recording myself and trying to make records every day that I'm alive. And I've been doing that for, 13 years now. Yeah, 5 years. Yeah, that's right.
So it was Dad. It was desiring to get together and hang out with him.
Yeah.
Nothing when you were a kid sparked your interest.
No, he played, and I would pretend, turn on the demos of like a keyboard and pretend to play, but never that I never thought I could do it. I think I battle, it's still to this day, I battle with low self-esteem or something, and it was really bad when I was younger. So I just thought that was for somebody else and not for me. Yeah, I don't know. And then something clicked. At 21, I've started
not believing that voice.
Yeah. My other voice got a little bit louder. I still even feel like to this day, like the last 3 months of my life, that voice has gotten quieter, and I feel more comfortable even in situations like this one, so.
Yeah, I know. Right away you said, yes, I'll do this.
Yeah.
Let's do it right now. And wow, thank you for sharing that, because, that would keep a lot of people away from doing something, and especially at your ripe old age of 21,
That's right.
getting into this. And so something clicked.
Yeah, something clicked.
You've been making and playing music all over the place. What are some fun stories you might?
I've done a lot of cool things. I've had the luck of, jumping in my grandma's van and driving around with my band across the country, playing South by Southwest on tour with Lagunitas. That was our first real big thing we ever got. And then that's brought me all the way to right before the pandemic. I went on a tour as the singer for a band called Zero, which was a really fun experience. And I got to play with like Melvin Seals and Steve Kimmock and Pete Sears and these incredible musicians. And then now over the course of the pandemic, I honed in my skills as a producer to another level, to where now I can because I write a song or two every day, not even to toot my horn. Yeah, I'm I'm always writing. Like, I'm literally writing a song right now. I could pull out my phone and play you the song I was writing before I got in my car to come here.
Ooh, but terrific. Maybe when he's on stage today.
Yeah, well, actually, some of the songs, I don't know if it'll work within the video context of this, but one of the songs I'm playing tonight, I wrote just a couple months ago, driving into Sebastopol to get burritos at Papa's and Pollo. And there was this big sign that said, "We all live downstream," a big, beautiful piece of art. And I was just driving going, wow. And I just started this, "We all live downstream, craziest thing I ever," and just singing that in my head. And I got my wife next to me and my 2 kids in the back, and I'm driving, I'm singing, it's going, gotta. So I pull over to get the burritos, I run in to grab the burritos, I run in the bathroom, and I pull out my phone and just go, We all live downstream. Craziest thing I ever seen was a woman laying down just to get paid, and we don't look back, don't look back. We all get a little high, finding myself in the do or die. Gonna make myself up on that stage, and I won't look back, won't look back, won't look back. I wanna look. It's something like that into my phone. And so I thought it was only appropriate to pull it together for tonight and do it. And so that's how my brain's working. I'm always writing. But now.
And you heard it first.
Yeah. I digress. I like to ramble and rant and roll on. So over the course of the pandemic, I got good at producing, so I can write these songs in my head, get them down on acoustic guitar on a piece of paper into my phone. That same day I can get into the studio, I can make some drums or find a drum sample or something, play some bass, add some guitars, do some vocal dubbings, and have a demo together. And I found a way to just get this formula down. Granted, I'm writing pretty, this isn't orchestral pieces. This is pretty simple, soul, funky, swamp rock. But that's what I've been doing. So that's what I have going on right now, is this machine of pumping out stuff.
I am so
Knock on
glad
wood.
that voice has gotten quiet and you're singing out loud.
Yeah, it's
and
happening.
Making the music. Yeah,
it's happening.
Yeah. And it sounds like you're making it happen for other people too.
I'm trying to, if I can, yeah.
You're creating bands.
I am, yeah. I mean, I've had the luxury of, I have the Hive Poets, and we were originally Hillside Fire, and we're still playing and writing together and working on a record right now. And then I have, another cool story. This will be like a first. I haven't told the story to anybody in public yet, but over the course of the pandemic, I recorded a record. It was like my COVID record where I played all the instruments and I sampled the stuff I was telling you, that new production way of doing things. And it sounded good, but I was like, it's not really, it sounds a little more modern than what my taste is. It's a little more hip hop production. It's like if Dr. Dre and like Sturgill Simpson got together or something. And that's very cool. It's got its own aesthetic, but I was like, I got to get together, get in a room with some guys and just play a couple songs and just hash them out to capture a live, for a couple of the tunes, just have a live band feel, because that's what I listen to, it's what I love. So I got together with some friends in a house that I was house sitting, brought all my mics and stuff in there, set up the drums and the bass. So drum and bass player, not guys from the Poets, some other friends, and we did one song, and that happened in about 20 minutes. We're like, okay, well that song's done, let's do another one. That was about 20 minutes. It's like, let's do another one. We did another one, 20 minutes. Next thing you know, it's like 6 o'clock. We're going to call it a day. We have 7 songs, and we all decided to get back together the next day and record 3 more songs just to make it a full record. And so I accidentally recorded an entire record of, that song's one of them, the Downstream song. And I'm really excited about that because it sounds like these old blues records I listen to, no metronomes, no fancy business. And so now I'm just adding tambourines and playing some organs on it to kind of beef it up a bit. And I might get some, I won't reveal any names yet, but there's gonna be some friends coming in overdubbing some fun harmonies and other side parts on that. But that's happening. And so that's another band that's now accidentally started, which I guess will be the Sebastian Saint James band. And then I also do a lot of stuff with like a loop pedal and recording myself live and smacking hand percussion and beatboxing, and that's been fun. A lot of weird stuff. This is a lot of information to take in. I hope you can hang on to this. You should try hanging out, take a ride in here sometimes.
I think we're getting a little taste of that ride.
I apologize. I feel like I've been trying to tell myself to be cool.
Oh my God, you are so cool.
Okay.
Can't you feel this passion coming through the screen? This man is on fire. I can't wait to see you up there on stage. Wow. So how can we keep up with you?
SebastianSaintJames.com is one way. Okay. I also do all the Instagrams and Facebook stuff. Sebastian Saint James there, Saint spelt out. And coming soon, a TikTok person. I don't know. That's the new thing, so I don't know if we're supposed to do that or not. But I'm finding a way to try and survive in that world. I think I have an idea of.
You've got kids.
This madness. I do, but they're young. They're little.
Oh, okay.
They're little yet, so they're not on TikTok. They will never be on TikTok. They will not have phones or technology if I have anything to do with it. Which means that they will probably have
guitars and harmonicas.
Lots of guitars. Oh yeah, I leave my guitars hanging out. We got a nice piano. They can bang on anything. They're fully allowed to touch and do whatever they want anytime.
And they're not faking it. They're hanging out with Dad, having a good time.
They're hanging out. Oh yeah. I mean, sometimes when I start, like a lot of these recordings, if I were to play it, it'd be like I start singing a song, I just because I'm not paying attention to her for that moment. Oh. But I find that it helps because my brain is kind of consistently spinning. The distraction from writing actually helps me write because I get away from something, I come back and can tell right away, you know, because I used to spend hours, I'd spend days working on something that was kind of not a piece of trash, but it was just wasn't even something that could get polished up to be nice. And it took me 3 days to realize that, because it took me 3 days to get away from it. So now you can right away be like, I realize you put it, for anybody out there who's writing, I'll tell you this, at least in my experience, record it, the idea, get as much time as you can for a moment. Don't feel like you got to finish it right then. I used to do that. I'd spend months working on like 3 songs and be like, I'm gonna get these right, And then I heard something from Neil Young, and he basically said he did the same thing, and he, as far as I'm concerned, he told me, he was speaking directly to me, and he said, just put the idea down and walk away from it, and don't feel like you need to finish it. Some of my biggest hits I wrote over the course of 5 or 6 years, thinking that they were nothing for a while. That clarity you get when, like right now, even as I start to calm down, speaking directly to you, the clarity that you get from a moment away from yourself, it's priceless.
It's priceless, yeah.
That's how you can see the gold, and you can hear with other people's ears, you know.
That was some priceless gold. Thank you. I don't even need to ask what words of wisdom you want to pass along.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Okay.
Anything else you want to add?
I would just say, do what you love and love what you do. As cliche as it sounds, it's true.
It is
and
true.
that rhymes. There's a song. I got to go write this song.
Okay.
Hey, this has been great, but I'm going to go write that one.
We're going to publish this, and you're going to catch it.
Yeah,
Thank
okay.
you.
Yeah,
Bye.